Right? I begin by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh,
Bashem Yahushai.
when I say double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, that surely rule well, and salutations to the brothers through the four corners of the earth that pushing this work out here in sincerity and in truth. These two brothers from Trinidad, Brother Kwam,
And Brother Awad. Shalom.
and we just want to do something on this article here concerning the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro.
Sorry.
You know, as the article says, it says Maduro to mobilize 4.5 million militia after U.S. raises bounty to 50 million, launches Caribbean ops. Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro said he would deploy 4.5 million militia members in response to outlandish threats by the United States after Washington raises the bounty for his arrest to 50 million and launches anti-drug operations in the Caribbean.
If I could just interject now, it's Washington raised a 50 million bounty, right? By the United States after Washington raised a bounty for his arrest for 50 million. What's the reason why the US raised a bounty on Maduro? You know, we had to understand how the United States, Babylon the Great, when they want something from me and they can't get it, will just be the next step. The next step, the bullying, right? But now, in this time we live in now, is not back in 2011, right? Yeah. It's not back in 2011 where you could go in somebody's land just so and send your troops and just invade the land and do what you want. Nah. Everybody had the powerhouse now. There's powerhouse.
They beat the plowshares into spears. Mm-hmm. You know, the arm themselves, you know.
I just want to read this in the GPT. I asked ChatGPT, is America doing Venezuela as they did Libya? And I'm going, it says, do you mean the terms of U.S. foreign policy, like whether the U.S. is trying to remove the government of Venezuela the same way NATO intervened militarily in Libya in 2011? It says here's the difference. Libya 2011. NATO, led by the United States and Europe, allied, carried out direct military intervention against Muammar Gaddafi, if I pronounce his name right, Gaddafi's government. Airstrikes, military support for rebels helped topple Gaddafi. The country had been unstable since, with competing governments and militia rules. So here it says the country had been unstable since. If you can do something for my Baba Bashar, before you think that just type in, does Libya has any natural resource? Or what is Libya natural resource? Let me do this. Alright. I'll put it on for you after.
What is Libya natural resources?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Does Libya have any natural resources today?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
And she dance. I'll be just a little bit.
Yeah, because with it did to Libya and the shambles that they have Libya in right now, because I think one of Libya last thing that happened after the the overthrow of Gaddafi was the dam that burst, something like that, and Libya was basically in out of mud and slush, that there was in shambles, and there was a striving economy. That good, that a lot of the President Gaddafi did a lot of things to Libya,
Yeah.
Beyond fossil fuel, the country also holds other minerals and industrial resources, including gypsum, limestone, iron, ore. So we understand why they invaded Libya for the oil, for the natural resource, and right now, as the Chat GPT say, the country been unstable ever since. Because when this man
Into your land, he does. Look, this the name is Abraham Turo. Look how they had Africa. Look how they had over there.
For the little time that he in there, look what he did.
Yeah.
Like the kind of money coming out from there.
The money, that type of money coming out from over there, and they're not trying to fix or help the people of their land. So you just sucking it like you like Galactus. You just sucking and destroying the whole
vampire.
Yeah. And this is exactly what they want to enter into Venezuela for. And that is why they put a $50 million bounty on Maduro head. But Maduro tell them in the next article we see now. He say, come for me. I'll be waiting here in Mario Flores. Don't take too long, cowards. You can't just go and enter into them in them waters just so. It's not 2011. Right? You can't go over there just so. So continuing this here, it says so we understand why America, the United States, want to enter into the land of Venezuela for their natural resources, because Venezuela oil and gas, I think is the largest in the world.
I think second largest.
Like fact check that, huh? Check.
Second largest.
Second largest, okay. The second largest, as the brother say. Right, it says the country has been unstable since with competing government and militia rules. Right, Venezuela 2017 to present, it says the US has not launched a military intervention. Instead, it has applied economic sanctions, diplomatic pressure, and support for opposition figures like Juan Guaido, who declared himself interim president in 2019. Never heard from him since. Washington has recognized opposition leadership, restricted oil sales, and ties to isolate Nicolas Maduro internationally.
So, which means without no election or anything, you could just say them recognizing me. I remember that time. A lot of different countries saying them recognize them as the president, and them recognize the president. But things don't work so.
Because they're selling the people a narrative that, hey, this man is such a demon, he's such a beast, he's such a dictator. We had to get him out of office because all him getting all the way. So it goes on to say, it says Nicolas Maduro internationally. Right? It says unlike Libya, there has been no bombing campaign or NATO-led war. The US strategy in Venezuela is more about economic and political pressure rather than direct military force.
Reason being to that because Maduro linked with China, Russia, North Korea, and these different BRIC nations. So you have the last time they wanted to get inside of it, I think Vladimir Putin had game 2 bombers with nuclear missiles and thing on top of it. You know?
So it says so the US approach in Venezuela looks similar in goals, which is regime change but different in method. So it's more or less the same thing. Your method you're using it different, but your goal is the same. Yeah, anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, because one of the excuses they're hiding behind is that Maduro is basically a drug dealer.
Fucking madness.
You know?
So who in America is dancer? Yeah, do for a dancer abroad.
Yeah, exactly. You know, hey, they leave the Mexican cartel. I think last week. The Mexican cartel cut up a family in pieces and had them hanging over a bridge. He ain't going Mexico. For Mexico, they had that oil. Where the oil? Caribbean. Is that oil in Trinidad? Is that oil in Venezuela? Venezuela the second biggest oil reserve in the world. So these places, you go find yourself being in these places to get these people and resources, right? There's the book of Micah chapter 2. Now start verse 1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? Because he had that power lies in his hand. He could do these things, they could do these things. You know? Going on, it says, and they convert fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Yeah, and just as we was talking about the President Gaddafi, Libya was had a thriving economy, but now they leave Libya in shambles. After they pass through, they basically just take what they want.
Imagine.
Kill the man and set up an some puppet leader.
Imagine all the influence the whole nation of Libya to go against Gaddafi, right?
Who do
The beat man, even people beat him, tell him do what they want, drag him to the streets. I don't know if you ever see that video.
Yeah.
Right? This is what the US set up, right? They wanted he out of office, out of power, but yet still when all they get him out of power, never did nothing for the people for them to feel like, right, we get you out.
All was lies.
Here it say up to this day they're in shambles. So so there's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I'll start from verse 5 in the NRSV version, right? So it says, moreover, wealth is treacherous, the arrogant do not endure. They open their throats wide as Sheol. Like death, they never have enough. They gather all nations for themselves and collect all people as their own.
Yeah. They gather all nations and all people as their own. One of the reasons why they do that is because they can be able to tax anybody. They're taxing anybody. They have no prejudice against any nation who want to come America and legal and pay it. They will tax you because it's hard to just keep a car. That's why you'll be doing 3 and 4 jobs in America. One job is to just keep your car going, and next two is to pay rent, and the next one is to eat.
Yeah. The land of the brave and the free, the land of opportunity. You hardly getting sleep. You just living to work. And that is a good slave. Because after you do all this, then you retire at 60 years, right? And you're not sure to even get your benefits.
Yeah, the system that is set up is basically against everyone It's the only people who that just get a little exempt is the rich. Rich will not pay so much a tax.
Yeah, you should exempted, yeah, from that.
And Donald Trump made that clear because when they wanted to, they say he mentioned it. He said the rich don't be getting taxes, it's the poor. As the scripture says in the book of Psalms chapter 10, his eyes is privily set
Against
against
the
the poor.
fucking poor boy, yappa. It goes on. It says, verse 6, it says, shall not everyone taunt such people with mockery, with mocking riddles, saying about them, alas, for you who heap up what is not your own. How long will you load yourself with goods taken in pledge? Will not your own creditors suddenly rise, and those who make you terrible wake up? Then you will be booty for them. Right? So in the end, you're gonna be spoils.
Yeah, because they're heaping up things that doesn't belong to you.
Exactly.
As the scripture it says that you're opening your throat, you're de-throating people goods.
Yeah.
Which don't belong to you. And it's not that you do have goods, you have goods. But just people think that that trait that is envy,
Yeah.
greed, jealousy. We you so behind people think we belong to you so far. And a lot of these, different nations in co-host with this. Nations like France, they will be backing all these nations will be backing them. Because by both of them on the same page, the scripture say, who that partner to that thief destroyed your own soul. France was doing the same thing by saying Abraham to it.
Yeah.
Them just sucking your blood.
It was NATO nation. You see?
The things that don't belong to them. Hey, you think Africa could go in any European nation and take away don't belong to them?
Yeah, them. You see the difference, because them don't need to. And
them need to, because the whole Africa if Burkina Faso really catching themselves a kind of way now.
Yeah, because they want to kill that.
And they want to kill him. Why? Because he well going to the people. Them do what he well go to the people. Them want fly around them out.
To go on to make an ad on TV saying, help these. They just show these people wicked as freaking hell, by. Exactly. All these people work for the to have their own, right? These people, the countries is a resourceful country. Yet still they go on TV and say, help these people, as the brother said, flies on the mouth, starving children. Who are them starving? So we? Goes on, it says, verse 8. It says, but you, it says, because you have plundered many nations, all that survive of the people shall plunder you. Right? As the scripture say, they that be at peace with him.
Something the back way reading.
Yeah.
I'm saying he fly around the mouth and he was doing his this is I'll start at verse 5 first and then jump to 10. In Job chapter 20 and verse 5 it says that the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of a hypocrite is but for a short moment. But for a moment, right? Jump into verse 10, it says, his children seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. And that is what he's doing, man. They're seeking to please the poor, but the hand it's going back and paying the goods. Because a lot of times, plenty of these when they're seeking to please the poor, you see them, these white people and them going there and playing the feeding children and playing they're doing these things. But when they don't do the GoFundMe and the thing, you see, you hear this organization take the money. People might send money from all over the world to assist, and then you see this organization, they go with all the money. The scripture said, their hands shall restore their goods. They're taking it back. they're not they're not for the poor. They're not for the poor. The kind of money that is on the kind of wealth people on the earth, you tell, and the amount of people on the earth, you think everybody can live a decent life?
We are about Shem Yashai.
Look, they have all these seeds. They have all these seeds in a
In the last study.
I'm thinking somewhere in, if not in Siberia or somewhere in some
Every seed you can think of.
yeah, locked away. For why you put the seeds in the ground?
It's like
Like for
disaster.
them to do what they want.
It's like
And we
doomsday. The script, as the scripture say, thinking that the house going last forever.
can't.
So they say that's for doomsday. Like after doomsday hit, they will repopulate the earth now. They go rebuild the earth, plant over the seeds and all them kind of thing. Anyway, it goes on. It says what verse I reach? Verse 7. Well, not out of verse 7. It says, no, verse 8, sorry. Because you have plundered many nations, all that survive of the people shall plunder you. Right? It says, because of human bloodshed and violence of the earth, to cities and all who lived in them. Alas, verse 9, alas, for you who get evil gain for your houses, settling your nest on high to be safe from the reach of harm. You hear that? So I'll read out as alas, for you who get evil gain.
We're reading it, right?
By the Habakkuk 2 verse 9 in the NRSV. Evil gain for your houses, setting your nest on high
The International Space Station.
to be safe from the reach of harm.
Because according to history, I think there's 24 people on the whole that ever reach out into the International Space Station where they say there's the space or whatever. 24. That's not a lot of people.
I mean, you believe too much in that fucking. I'm too sure about that International Space Station garbage, you know?
Well, they have the balloons and things that they keep it up there. But like the scripture saying it, so wait is the winner hide. How far the winner hide?
Right?
Tell the update. Like mess.
Anyway, it goes on. It says, out from the reach of harm, verse 10, you have devised shame for your house by cutting off many people. You have forfeited your life. The very stone will cry out from the walls, and the plaster will respond from the woodwork. Alas, for you who build a town by bloodshed and found a city on iniquity, is it not from Yahweh of hosts that people labor only to feed, like basically feed the fames, and the nation weary themselves for nothing? So the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai going to reimburse all of it. You see, everything that all they gave out,
Recompense.
yeah, recompense. The Lord going to, everything that all they gave in wickedness, the same way the Lord going to get back. Go ahead.
Right here, this Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, for the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is near upon all the heathen, as he had done, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
That's right.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So that reward will feed you given the nation of Israel, the Lord's people, which is a wicked, you gain them with your left hand. Right? The Lord gonna give you back that right in a double.
God.
Double portion.
That's it.
And that is what we're waiting on.
Because the thing with that double portion, you know, if they had two bottles, one is a 1 liter and one is a 1 liter and a half, you can still say that it's double portion, although one is more than one. You know, it's just, you're going to get more than where you give.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you're going to get. You're going to get reward in wickedness.
Yeah.
Just say no mercy for the merciless.
What Job say? If thou doest
Genesis chapter 4.
can we receive good from the Lord and not evil? You receiving goods. It's goods you receiving booty. You receiving spoils from the other nations. So it's your time now. And we've been saying that now. It's your time now to receive fucking evil. Your time to receive evil. Yeah, sorry, I put all the RFID and all the shit and let the party begin.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Let's read that Psalms 102. And I think it's 11. Psalms 102 and verse 13, it says, Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her, yet the set time is come. Right? It's about time the nation of Israel, Mount Zion, and the people get that favor. You know, like Moshe give you that, right? Hey, we yet crying out.
Something here. Psalms 34 and 6, it says, The poor man cried, and Yahweh heard him, and saved him out of all his trouble. The angels of the Lord encamped round about them that fear him, and delivered him. So we crying out. Right? So don't think for 1 minute that Yahweh Hashem Yashai in him. The Lord hearing all the prayers, all the cry that we cry. Right? Not only us, but others. From the past. Scripture say they're crying out. How long? How long? You understand?
It's going down in the same Psalms 102, it says, When Yahweh Hashem Yashai will build up Zion, he will appear in his glory. He will regard the prayers of the destitute and will not despise their prayer. So he hear me crying out. He's not going to despise me prayer. He hear me crying out, but we gotta wait. The scripture says, wait upon me until I bring you up to the prayer.
Right, yeah.
So we gotta hold on, we gotta go through that. I did quote the scripture before by the saints. It was in the altar. We told the saints out in the altar, it's paraphrasing. You tell them just as well, die to come and create our brothers have to go through that same predicament as well.
I know it's Peter, but I can't remember if it's First Peter. Flesh to be saved.
117.
It's 117. First Peter. This is First Peter. Sorry. 4:17, as it when I say. For the time, First Peter 4:17 says, For the time cometh that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be for them that obey not the gospel? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear? Yeah, you understand? So judgment going to begin, right, at the house of Israel. But the main part I wanted is this here: if the righteous scarcely be saved, because as we were saying earlier, the Lord have to intervene soon, boy. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai, he had to intervene, because if the Lord didn't intervene, we lost. Yeah, you will get weak. We're speaking as men, because we know the Lord coming back. We believe that we have faith that Yahweh Hashem Yashai coming back. We're just speaking as men.
And a good illustration with that is back in the year 2000, when men thought Yahushua was coming, and a lot of men fall out as well.
And fall off because they believe in men.
You understand?
Yeah. But
you have to hold strong, you have to hold the faith.
Hold that faith, right?
The scripture say, he that
Enjoy.
endure it until the end, the same will be saved. You know, we have these tribulations that we have to go through.
We gotta go through. We have to.
It's not going to be an easy road, a rocky road. You know, you're going to be faced with a lot of which word to use, a lot of sorrows.
And the thing go, the struggle it go intensify as it go along, because remember, once you overcome one, remember the spirit is wrestling not against flesh and blood, you know, but principalities, you know, and once you conquer that spirit, a bigger one when it comes, it's like levels, like a video game until they reach the last boss, you know, and that last boss is the time of Jacob trouble, you know. And remember, while you're going through the game and you're beating these bosses, you're gaining equipments where you can fight the upcoming boss. You understand? You're gaining strength. So you're getting stronger along the way. You ain't go get weaker, you go get stronger. You might think, you know, that you're getting weaker, but you're getting stronger along the way because you're still fighting. The Lord's still with you, you know. You're still here. You still have strength.
Yeah.
So along the way, you will keep on getting stronger. You keep on getting stronger until that day of Jacob trouble come, and it will be like easy food. It will be like easy food. It will be easy, but it will be easy. You know? Anything else?
Yeah, it's the scripture say if Most High Abashim shine short in the days, you don't have no flesh left here to be saved. And reason why he's saying that, because hey, they will be coming down hard. I mean, we go put up as much as we could, but if the Most High ain't really shorten the days, who will be able to stand? You know? Brother, it's not the same. You know, not saying that but it just saying like, man go be in spirit like when we in Rome, we go do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
If we can't beat them, we go join them. That could be the
And that is how we gotta always be the scriptures, you know, because you just forget how we foreparents conquered. You know, the scripture talk about in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, you know, that wicked Israelites went down and, you know, they comply with the heathens. You know, when the mighty ones, they didn't comply, they fled. You know, something there.
Yeah, there's the same. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. It says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." You know, and we have to say tawada for that, because hey, we ready to come out there, but we have to wait on the Lord. You know, we have to go through all these different trials and tribulation. And we have to go through that fire, the furnace, right? Then it says here now, "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Yahushai, or there, believe it not." And these things basically come into pass just now. The beefing up with the AI technology. Right now they're saying aliens coming on this side and aliens coming on there, and they come in this week. And
microchip.
So you're going to see a lot of things, crazy ass things going on, coming all over the news media when you sit down to watch the news. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, we hope the video was edifying. We want to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. Alright, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, present citation to the Akim, the sincere Akim, pushing his word in all truth and in all sincerity. Shalom.